Hello there, how are you? My name is Jim, and what I wanted to talk today about was my business that I started 6 months ago, and I'm now getting a living out of it. So what I wanted to do was to maybe help somebody out there who is looking for a business idea and wants to see how it's done. I watched a program last night on the television, I don't know what channel, one of the cable channels, and it was saying about how many people were out of work and that they couldn't get they couldn't earn a living. Every job they went for, there was hundreds in for it. So what I sort of empathized with that because I was there not that long ago, 9 months ago. So what I wanted to do was to basically show you my small business, how I determined what to do, how I got started, the steps I took to affirm it as being a decent enough business to operate, the due diligence I did, and then how I went ahead at no cost, no outlay at all, to start up a business. There's plenty of ways of starting a business, but this is what I did. And if it's helpful to anybody out there, you're more than happy to copy my model here. Well, I was saying to you that 9 months ago I found myself out of work. I live in Northern Ireland, and the company I was working for were very heavily involved with the banks, and they were reined in by the banks and had to downsize, and thus I was laid off. And for 3 months I was looking for work, but I couldn't really find a job that was suitable. I'm an accountant, and accountants over in Northern Ireland today are two a penny. You need to go further afield to get anyways decent money. But anyway, what I thought was I'll have a go at maybe doing something of my own, and I tried the internet, some of the software that I saw on the internet, and yes, I paid for it, and it was supposed to be software where you'd make what you paid for the software back in the first couple of sales, and that the person that was selling it to you would help you with the first sales and whatever, be your mentor. But let me tell you this, that's a lot of that might be true, but the people that I experienced were absolute liars. I'm sorry about using the word liars, but that was basically what it was all about. Rope you in, get your money, fleece you down, and move on. And when you are not able to make that work, come back to you and see if it'll fleece you some more. That's not my sort of doing. But what I did do is I stumbled across a site where I saw this guy using a notebook, a laptop. He was sitting on a university wall. This was on YouTube, and he was sending out Bluetooth messages to the students as they come in and out of the university. And the message he was sending out was, please come to our lunch in the Students' Union tonight of such and such a band. So he was promoting his band and trying to get the punters in the door. And I thought that was a very neat little model he had there. So I went and I looked up Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, wireless marketing, proximity marketing, whatever title you want to give it, and I had a good look at it on the web, and I looked on YouTube and other places to see what other people were doing with it. And to be quite frank with you, it's one of those businesses that you can make a livelihood out of it on your own. And it's not a difficult thing to do. If I've done it, you'll do it. You'll do it 50 times over. The only thing that you need to think about is if you're starting a new business, if you were tomorrow starting and you're going to open a shop, well, you'd have to know who your customers were, how many customers were going to come by, and then there's all that outlay in products and shelves and all that goes with starting a new business, the investment costs and all that, and capital costs, all that sort of thing. Well, I didn't want any of that. As I said to you, I'm not sure if I did say, I think I did, I'm from an accountancy background, and I certainly didn't want any more of that. I am sick to the teeth with accountancy. It's moved so far. I've wasted my whole life in that field, something I hated it. Anyway, having said that, I thought this was a very good model, and I said I could do that. So what I did was I did a bit of due diligence, and it was as simple as this. I immediately saw who my customers were. This was a product which could send a message by Wi-Fi and Bluetooth into the masses of passers-by to catch them and put the message on their mobile phones. And I immediately didn't have to go any further than my own backyard or my front yard, you know, and I identified my customers. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to identify your customers, but you're not going to go too far wrong if you stick to the sort of the line of customers that I came up with. And I came up with, I thought that what I would do is if I operated one of these boxes and I was pushing out a message, it's going to have to pay, but it's going to have to be very low, peppercorn, like a peppercorn rent, a very low amount, so that my customers would benefit greatly from such a low cost. And I was going for the volume figures. Right, and I show you how to do this on the site. If you look down, wherever the heck it is, down here somewhere, you'll see my site. Click on it. Now, I have to tell you this, it is a no-nonsense site. It's not all ship shape and order fashion or Ferrari fashion. It's a plain, simple site. It's a utility site that does what it says it does. It explains the product. I show you 3 examples that I have there of people that I dealt with, things like that, and what it costs and all that sort of thing. But having said that, what I did was I looked at my customers, and the way I looked at it was those customers. If I could deliver to those customers new customers, if you know what I mean. So I was in the middle. I had my customers on one side and my customers' customers on the other side. So what I had to do is bring them together. That's basically it. And that's what proximity marketing is about. Grabbing your customers when they're on the go. And all I did was look around my own backyard, as I said. I looked at the following type of companies. Car sales companies. Okay? They sell cars for thousands. If you look in some malls, you'll see cars parked up there. That costs 600 to maybe 1,000 more, maybe than 1,000, depends where you are, per week to have a car sitting in a mall and we walk past. Right? I've looked at cars and that's pretty looking, but I've never been forced any further than that's pretty looking, and I'll go and see that in the showroom. So the first thing, I looked at car salespeople. I looked at heating oil sales companies. I looked at taxi firms. You know, you can go through these yourself. Look at your ordinary handyman, the likes of plumbers, electricians, carpenters, landscape gardeners, the do-it-yourself handyman type. Okay. Then I looked at, what else do I use around the home? I use solicitors. Touch wood. Solicitors. My home itself, if I was ever to let it or sell it, estate agents or letting agents. Okay, you get my drift here, dentists and that, and so forth. So you bring forward those trades that will bring you in the best income, where your small fee will do a mammoth amount of, even if one person buys a car, you're flying. Now it so happens that beside me I have a shopping mall that has a footfall of 75,000, and down in the main shopping thoroughfare in Belfast they have 520,000 people per week. What I did was I got 10 customers. I went to them first and I bounced the idea of them, and they thought it was a great idea. One thing they thought, mind you, was that it was a bit cheap, because what I said, look, for the price of a cup of tea a day, and I tried to bring it down to the price of a cup of tea a day so that it didn't come into the realms of the recession, money's tight and we got to hold on to that and all this, that and the other. So I kept it a cup of tea a day, and by keeping it that, they saw it as a very minimal, a very low cost and a pretty decent cost. And it worked out anyway. A cup of tea or a cup of coffee here in the shopping mall down the road is $1.75, you know, a couple of dollars a day. You know, and in the month that brought in, you know, £49 or £50, and then I charged them £10 for a text fee to go on this. That's all I did, and I built my business up like that. First month I got £590. I paid for my box and had still some left over. Next month I bought another box and put it in a different thoroughfare. The people that were with me in the first month, six out of the 10 stayed with me, and for the next month, and I got another new 4, no problem at all. And then I put it into the thoroughfare where it shows at 520,000. I, by the third month, was making somewhere in the region of £1,800. Today I am making nearly £3,000, and that's 6 months down the line. You can do the same. It is a perfect little business, and what I intend to do is I want to create a network. So if I have got, for the likes of Orange wanting to advertise with me that if you're in it as well, I can pass off pass off this oranges if they want to do it where you are in the UK or in Ireland, so that we join a network. That's what I'm about. I can mentor you through this business. I can show you how to take your hand by the hand and walk you through it, and you will be successful. I am successful with it. I think I'm successful with it anyway. But maybe £3,000 isn't a lot to you, but it is to me. It's a good living for someone over here in Northern Ireland to have that sort of, to be taking home £36,000 a year. So down below here, if I can get it right, wherever the heck it is, down here, you will see a link that will take you to my site. Go and have a browse around there and see for yourself what I've on there. As I tell you, it's not all bells and whistles, but it's a down-to-earth site. It shows you the facts of what's there. And if you want to, email me, and if you want to talk to me, you can Skype me. But if you email me with your Skype and whatever, we can arrange a time to speak together, and you can join our network, and we can roll this out. But in the meantime, have a look at the website, and take care of yourself, and God bless. Thanks.